Ciao Paolo, how are you?
I'm great. What about you?
I'm great. I'm great. Uh, okay, so ready to continue the creations of the this dungeon?
Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. I definitely want to see what is going to happen and how it's going to happen. What we are going to see and verify and create with all this new stuff.
Okay.
Where we were last time, what we had generated during the last session. Let's see.
Okay, let me see if I can share the notes which I had from the last time. So let's see.
If I remember
Uh,
correctly, it was the fortress of a powerful evil mage.
Yes, so here are the notes which I had from the last time what we generated. It was something which was the stronghold of a neutral evil wizard, which was in a building or in a city, and it was overrun. It was he was or she was a human, and the wizard was overrun by planar creatures. We generated some of the creatures which were now um, in the building, and what ended up was a white. Actually, I wrote a white, but probably I will prefer to have a rate, make
Mhm.
more sense, and some swarm of insects. Then we tried to generate these aberration, these extraplanar creature which we expected to be here, and the extraplanar creature was and what we got as the extraplanar creature was that we generated the name which was Ez'ouzta, and some characteristics of this creature. So it had some sort of a human-like skin. The upper limbs were built-in weapons. The lower limbs resembled the tiger pose. It has the body of a snake or a centipede. It has tentacles with a long stinger and sharp spikes. It was covered in sores, and it came from some caves near the Earth's core. And it has this special power which was four dimensional.
Okay,
And
so this is quite a terrifying creature. I think we forgot two things here. We
okay,
forgot to generate the name of at least the name of the powerful wizard that created all this stuff. I think it's good to start looking into this because probably we'll use it later in the background of the dungeon and the wall adventure.
okay. Male, female.
Oh, just throw a random dice is fine.
Neutral names. Okay, I
No,
will
I mean
add.
use a random dice to determine the sex if you want.
Yeah, I created some names. Here are some names, or we can have. Or let's get some male names to see if they are more inspiring. Uh, yeah, these are some male names. Sorry. Okay, yeah, and female names. And as usual, I'm using the fantasy name generator for wizards names. Fantasy name generator as a generator.
Uh, I think Irimari seems a perfect good name for this type of stuff.
Yep. Yep. Irimari. Okay, so let's say that this was the Tower of Irimari.
And this is another piece of. Okay, now we have generated the monsters. I understand you were already trying to think of what could be the story behind this wall stuff.
Actually, let me share another thing with you before,
Yeah,
which is I actually thought to get some sort of map
yes,
for this. Yeah, this one. Okay, you should be able to see it.
yes.
So
This is map tool, right?
yes, this is map tool. So this was this is the area. This was as you can see, this is the rest of an old fortress, which makes sense given the fact that we were reasoning about having some sort of an old fortress, having the fortress of a wizard. Now, this wizard? We knew that he was overrun by planar creatures, so he probably evoked this creature, and he was unsuccessful into controlling it. So the creature killed the wizard and all his entourage. Probably one of them was transformed.
Her entourage.
Her entourage. We said that she was a woman. One of these became upright due to the hate towards this creature, but the Wraith was unable to overcome the planar creature. The planar creature, in the meantime, remained here. Time passed. The fortress went into ruins. There was a close village by, and at some point the fortress was more or less avoided because it was thought to bring bad luck. So people just didn't go there. At some point, there was some other creatures, giant insects, installed themselves in this abandoned place, and this caused problems to the village. So the village sent someone to clean it, but they encountered the Wraith. So they flee and asked the help of the local church, who sent the local church sent a cleric or something similar. But the cleric, the Wraith, actually lured the emissary of the church into being killed by Ez'ouzta, and then raised the dead cleric as a specter, like the Wraith do. And at this point, the adventurers are engaged in order to understand what's going on and to remove them. That was my general idea on the whole stuff.
And this seems pretty good as a start, I would say. And I think that our specter, which our rate, and we have to at least generate 2 or 3 names for the rate itself. So at least we have an initial a little bit more clear background for the rate. And then we can add, we could even add 2 or 3 specters like I don't know, the dead cleric and a couple of farmers that tried to kill the insects and were killed by the Wraith itself.
Possibly, or guards who were accompanying the cleric, and they were
something.
Absolutely. So which kind of name generator you think I should use here? Because the rate it doesn't have any specific name. It's just a person who was
Yeah,
killed.
so probably a fighter generator, if there is a fighter.
Let me see. Let's see. Fighter name generator. No, not exactly. So we could do something like sort of real names, in the sense of, for example, if we are in Europe, we could use a Renaissance name, English Renaissance name, French Renaissance name, German Renaissance name, Italian or Spanish.
Let's go for English.
English. Okay. Let me add something. Let me reshare the. I'm going to reshare the screen with the actual stuff. So present. Yes. The editor where with my notes. The editor with my notes. It is here. Okay, it should be here. Here are a few names, main names.
No, I like the ones like the one before, a little bit more evocative. This they are a little bit too
Standard.
Too mundane.
Okay, then let me get from some.
An evil warrior, there is something like that.
Yeah.
Or we can go for Arabeus. I see a nice name there, Arabeus.
Where?
Or Urnas. Urnas, it's probably fine.
Okay, let's take Urnas as the. So let's add it. Okay, I think I will start writing here in the chat of map tool, and then adding things in the map tool map directly, so that at least I have just one window to share, because otherwise it will be a mess. So yes, map tool, come here. Yes. So this is the name you wanted to add, right? So yeah. We need to add. Okay. Let's see. Let's add that and that. Here, a rate. Yes, a rate, and we put it. So I would say it could stay here, right?
Yeah.
And the name is Urnas. Okay.
Okay. Now the interesting thing is that probably to generate some of the treasure that the various creatures have. So I think there are three types of treasure, of main treasure, that we want to generate.
Mm-hmm.
So there is
okay, there is going to be the treasure which the actual wizard had.
Yes, something like this.
And maybe. Sorry?
It's special items. Her special items. Sorry, I forget that she was a wizard.
Okay, so let's generate some.
And then I think there has to be some special treasure that had the extraplanar creature, the original reason why the extraplanar creature was summoned in first place. And finally, there is a little bit of treasure that the Wraith has collected from the people that have passed it around.
Yeah, not a lot of them possibly, but
Yes, possibly something.
so let's random magic items. So I would say that since we established that the creature has difficulty as challenge 11, I would say we generate the creature. I mean, it's Ez'ouzta as challenge 11. We can generate the challenge of a treasure for the challenge of that creature, and then we move on from that. Okay, and then we decide how this is going to be distributed among the various parts.
Okay, yes.
Okay, great. So let's start with the treasure. Let's roll. Can you roll one D100 for me? D100, yes. This will say how much money was in this place.
Only 1 second. I need to collect the actual dice. 1 second.
Sure, no problem. Take your time.
I know that in theory we can use online dice rollers, but where is the fun if you always use online dice rollers? So
Yeah,
100.
yep.
It's 11.
11. Okay, let me get back because I was looking into something else. 11. It is now 46.
4d6. So 8.
So it is 800 silver pieces and another d6.
Another d6. It's a 5.
And 500 gold pieces. So this is for what concerns the actual.
I think given the nature of the creature and given the fact that this creature is living in near the core of the earth, these are not real. This is not gold pieces per se. These are most probably are some sort of horse that the creature was able to collect while excavating and moving around the under earth.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's re-roll the actual treasure hoard. So let's say that more or less we got an idea of the coin because actually I rolled on the wrong table. Can you re-roll on for the coins 46 for the gold coins, which will be probably gold in some way or another.
So it's 18.
So it is 18,000 gold pieces and 5d6 now. And 12 platinum pieces. Sorry, 1,200 platinum pieces. Now let's see for the magic item, the fancy, or actually the stuff which is a little more fancy. So roll D100 a couple of times, just so that we can have some more interesting choices.
04.
04 is
and 87. And 87.
87 seems more interesting. So 87 is 2d4 art objects worth each one of 750 gold pieces plus 1d4 magic items. So roll 1d4.
I think I would say that the piece of art are actually gems or something like that, because otherwise it doesn't make sense for a creature like that to have
Yeah, I'm thinking that it's not the treasure of this specific creature. It is all the. My idea is that this creature got its stuff and probably collected the stuff which it found in around this basement. So I would say this was the treasure of the wizard of the whole fortress initially, and the treasure
Okay.
the creature collected it. Sorry. So 1d4 now.
It's a 2.
Okay, now couple of the 100, and let's see what we get, and probably we will. I would say that we will possibly reroll to see if it makes sense given the background.
So 1 is 62.
62. 62 is a candle of evocation. Of invocation, actually, which okay, this is dedicated to a specific is a candle which is dedicated to a specific deity, and when you light the candle for the first time, you can cast the gate spell with it. Doing so destroys the candle. So we could say that this was part of a pair which the wizards had, and it uses the first one to gate Ez'ouzta in this place, and so it,
But unfortunately, as Lovecraft said many times, never call someone unless you are very sure, and remember that quite often the names are all wrong. Probably she was thinking to summon a different type of creature, and instead she summoned Ez'ouzta, which was a completely a much more powerful entity than she was thinking about.
Okay, now let's reroll another object. I would say this could be either an object which belonged to the what was her name in principle, Irimari, or maybe some weapon or armor which belonged to Urnas, the raid.
Yeah. So it's 76.
76. It's an instrument of the bard.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't make much of a sense. Roll again.
92.
92. Armor +2 scale mail. Yeah, this could be belong to the bodyguard.
Yeah.
Okay. So so far we had treasure. We had we understand that there are going to be specter. Sorry, I said that I was going to write this in the chat, and then I didn't. So yeah, this should be very clear. So we just need to establish what are these insects which were initially here, if we want to.
Yes. Do we have a table to generate them?
Let me see. Swarm of insects. Not very much. Not very much. Let me see if I can find something. let's see, it could be wasps, spiders, beetles, centipedes. I would say centipedes. They are inconspicuous enough. They are both dangerous and inconspicuous enough.
Yeah,
Or
and also
spiders. It could even be spiders.
no, I prefer centipedes because they resembles the aberration itself. So it would be fun to make the players think that there is just one bigger centipede around, and then they discover that this kind of very different creature.
Yeah, let me see if I have actually something like that around. Swarm of poison, swarm of rats, swarm of centipedes. Yeah, I would say they have there are most probably some around here.
I think there are more than one.
Because the entrance to the dungeon is here.
Yes.
So I would say they found the centipedes quite soon.
Yes.
Or maybe they're more around here, and as this is the layer, there could be more swarms. Maybe this one was the layer, and as they follow it, and there are many are scattered around. As they follow, they are eventually arrive here, and here they were attacked originally by the wraith, and of course now it has some specter.
The wraith is going to use her usual plan, and she is going to run away, trying to lure the enemies into going into Ez'ouzta.
Yeah, which would be going through here and then down, and I would say that Ez'ouzta could be either in this place or in this place.
Yes.
Which would make a good place for a final
confrontation. Yes.
Yeah. Now here is a secret door. Besides, this is a map from a creator called Dylon Logos. I will leave the description. And yes, here there is a secret passage. So here we could put something. Maybe part of the treasure of the wizard itself was behind here. Maybe there were some of his spell books. It should be better.
Yes.
Okay. Besides, let me show you another thing. I was writing all this stuff down into this one. Okay, let me change the presentation because it's always okay. Stop screen. Present. Share screen. Yes, this one. No. Okay. I hope this is another free site. I was preparing the idea of Ez'ouzta. As you can see, Ez'ouzta, sorry. As you can see, my idea is that, of course, this creature will be immune from, be resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attack. Psychic damage will not damage the creature. The creature is immune to be blinded, frightened, and stunned. Blinded because I assume that he is blind, coming from caves near the Earth core, and frightened and stunned because I like the idea that this is a more psychological creature. It doesn't. It has tremor sense, so it is able to feel the creatures. Okay, the 4-dimensional we generated the last time. Then I added this other trait, which is the uncanny dimensions. So this creature is hard to grasp from, let's say, a human or humanoid mind. So each time you see it, you run the risk to become stunned, unless you actually succeed in your saving throw. And I would probably try to add some one attack which the creature could do, a rechargeable attack, something like a psychic, some sort of psychic damage. Oh yeah, I split the damage which the creature causes between slashing or piercing damage and psychic damage. The idea is that in some way the creature is able to inflict this one as well.
This sounds like good. This sounds good to me.
Okay. And I was trying to add some narration. Now I will add some narration to this and try to publish it try to prepare the PDF and push it out. So, what do you think? What addition what would you add here?
I think maybe we have to split a little bit the treasure between, we have to think a little bit about the treasure and how to split it between the various parts of the dungeon. My idea is that and plus we had in the dungeon, we had to add, I think part of the fun is going to understand the original story and what has happened. So we have to understand which clues we need to put in the dungeon itself, so that the adventurer can reconstruct the story piece by piece. Perhaps there is a painting that is representing the wizard together with her bodyguard. Perhaps there are some notes in the library where the wizard has marked the diary where the wizard has reported which were her intentions to summon the creature and why she was summoning the creature itself. Of course, these notes will be only partial and difficult to interpret, so that they have to make sense. Everything has to make sense in the end, but nothing has to make sense, or very little has to make sense till the end. This is typically what is in the adventure.
Okay.
And they have to be sure that probably the wizard was trying to summon some creature related to the centipedes, like I don't know, a monstrous giant centipede that was inhabiting the underground. And actually, what she ended summoning was this aberration, which was much more powerful, and so she was unable to control her, and she was unable to control it. Something like I think this should be more or less what we need to add to make the story. When I play Dungeons and Dragons, what is a lot of fun is typically the fact that we can discover what is happening and which is the whole story behind it.
Okay, do you want to make? We are around 7 or 7, so we wanted to go on for 30 minutes more or less. We don't want to move much more. Or do you want to make another session with this, or do you want to do something different next time?
I think we can try to prepare the PDF and make something different the next time. I think.
What do you think? Even if it is not a uncommon magic item, should I try to do something with the armor which we generated? We had an idea to generate an armor +2 for this week as the customized.
Let's generate it and let's call it probably something related to the wizard itself. That is, and we'll try to make it some sort of tied to the wizard itself. Probably
okay.
It was the wizard that creator enchanted, gave extra enchantment to the armor in order to guarantee the loyalty of the bodyguard.
Okay. Let's do it that way then. Okay. Thanks, Paolo. Let's meet again in a week, so Friday again. And and if for anyone, don't forget to like and subscribe the video. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.